Okay, guys, Sean Fury here again with Sean Fury's Hero Training School, continuing our hero training video series today. So, I was talking about the character and arrangement of situational variables, and this is important to be aware of as part of the situational construction process or the situational transformation process. In other words, if you want to have a better experience than you did yesterday with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, then you're going to need to change something about the way that your situation is patterned, the way it acts on a regular basis, and or the way it is arranged. So if I can't get you to change your pattern of behavior, right? I don't want to be around someone who's a bully. And so I try to change your character over a series of weeks and months and years, maybe even, right? Depending on how long I've known you. And you're still not getting it. And I'm just like, man, I can't be around this anymore because it's having a toxic impact on my life and it's adversely affecting my ability to advance progress towards goals. So I'm going to have to go to plan B, which is to arrange my situation in such a way that you can't have a negative or destructive impact on my life, or that it's very minimal, right? And preferably no destructive impact at all, because we really don't want to put up with any kind of negativity if we want to reach our full potential in life, if possible. You might have to put up with it for a little while in order to navigate like out of one job and into another job so that you don't quit without a notice, for example, because then you'd be in big trouble. Or you might have to look for an apartment before you move out of a bad relationship, right? Something like that, so you don't sabotage the rest of the good circumstances that you've built, that you have this big investment in. So changing the character and arrangement of situational variables. The last thing we didn't touch on in the last video was events. Events are a lot like outcomes, right? Um, Outcomes are something that you're more in control of, and whereas events are sort of happening to you. These are the unforeseen random acts of God or the universe, just strange coincidences and things happening. Maybe the death of a loved one, traumatic events, something that happens, a car accident on the way to work. And what you've got to do in that moment is rather than, panicking and losing your mind, you have to be able to step into your role as a manager of situational conditions and act in a way that prevents this devastating event, that prevents this event from having a devastating impact on your ability to get your human needs met and to advance progress toward personal goals, right? Psychosocial well-being and flourishing life. So, or AKA life success, right? That's what this is all about. Real success in life. So, skipping into now that arrangement piece, if I can't change your character, your pattern of thinking and action, I'm going to change the way you interact with me. I'm going to change the way that I, interact with you, whether I allow you into my home, when my kids are here, for example, or when my girlfriend is here, if you're having a negative impact on her, maybe I'll only hang out with you by myself, or maybe I won't invite you over at all unless you've been sober for 5 days. If you're coming over here toxic, emotionally repressed or oppressed or angry or whatever, hostility that you're not dealing with, you're not getting it out of your system in a healthy way, and then you want to bring it into my environment and pollute the place where I try to have solitude and sanctuary, right? You didn't see Superman letting Lex Luthor come over to his place and wreak havoc on his fortress of solitude, right? So kind of a similar thing there. Um, and if somebody does come to try to mess with it, you want to protect it, right? And you want to try to say, listen, I told you if you act out here, you're going to have to leave. You did it again. I gave you a couple of warnings. Now I'm going to have to ask you to leave because I can't have you um, preventing me from getting my college homework done or preventing me from having a nice time with my family. It's my birthday. I want to have a good time. I'm sorry that you can't handle it for whatever reason, but you got to go. Okay? And you can't get wrapped up in whether or not this is hurting their feelings, because they're the ones that are actually hurting your feelings, right? You're just trying to preserve the sanctity of your environment.